Hi, my name is Shirley Ejapong. Today I'm going to describe and walk parents through the IEP process and the role they play as a team member during that process. So first of all, let's define what an IEP is. It is a written statement or documentation designed to provide free and appropriate public education to meet the needs of students who receive special education and related services. The purpose of the IEP is to improve educational results for these students with disability. The program is put together by the school principal, assistant principal, the school psychologist, the occupational therapist, speech and language pathologist, behavior therapist, social worker, and the general education teacher. So an IEP process starts with a referral. This takes place after all interventions has failed and the student continues to experience academic challenges. At this point, the student is evaluated to see whether if he or she indeed has a disability. The referral can be made by you, the parent, a guardian, or a classroom teacher, or a member of the school faculty. A copy of a written request stating the reason for the referral and details describing the student's academic and behavioral concerns. This is sent to the school principal or the director of the special education services in the school. Once the referral is made, we'll move on to evaluation the referral. During the evaluation process, a prior notice is sent to you, the parent, to consent whether it is okay to evaluate your child. During this evaluation process, the school district assesses all areas related to the student's suspected disability. For example, various tests and measures are conducted to determine if the student is eligible. And if the student has a disability and that disability is interfering with his or her learning, then he or she will be qualified to receive special education and related services. Typically, this process takes within 60 days after a referral has been received. Once evaluation has been taking place, we move on to eligibility determination. This is a procedure used to determine the student's eligibility and educational needs. If it is determined that the student is indeed with a disability, under the list of all disabilities according to the Individual with Disability Education Act, the student must, and that disability is negatively affecting the child's educational performance and requires special education and related services, then during this process, the school will draw a variety of sources from the student's aptitude and achievement test. The parent input will also be helpful. A teacher's recommendation. Also, the student's physical condition, their social or cultural background, and the adaptive behavior will all be considered during this eligibility determination. Once all this information has been obtained and documented, it will be carefully considered. If indeed the student is with a disability and needs special education and related services, an IEP must be developed for the students in accordance to the student's needs. There are several components to the IEP. There should be a statement of the child's present level of academic achievement and functional performance, and this will include how the student's disability affects their involvement and progress in the general education curriculum, and a provision of periodic progress report stating the measurable annual goals, which includes a description of how the student progressed towards meeting all those goals. There will also be a statement of a special education and related services and supplementary aid to provide to the students, that is, if the student has a disability. Expectations for ongoing communication between the teacher and the IEP team regarding the development and achievement of the students will be the IEP team will meet during the quarterly progress monitoring to know whether the student is making progress in the IEP goals, or if there should be a revision to the student's IEP plan. Also, there will be an annual IEP review. An IEP review will be conducted to review the student's education plan and discuss the student's progress towards the IEP goals. You as the parent and the IEP team will discuss if the child has exceeded the IEP goals in some areas or has met the criteria of the IEP or still struggling to meet the goals. As a teacher, it's your responsibility to uphold integrity in this profession as part of the IEP process. And part of this integrity and responsibility as a special education teacher is to make sure that all information are confidential. You are treating your students with kindness, with respect, and not showing favoritism, prejudice, or partiality in the classroom. Thank you so much.